Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is the Three of Vessels and Joy. And oh, what joy it is to have this card come up, because it's down there with the Ten of Vessels, right? And happiness. So it's bookended right now. You've got a lot going on. A couple kings showed up, giving you that mentorship in your thinking ability, your creativity, and then joy shows up. So, what this tells me is here you've been on this emotion, the spiritual plateau, moving up, or I should say trajectory, moving up, and you've kind of hit that plateau, and you're asking yourself, all right, how do I continue this momentum? How do I, stay in this state of joy? I've had all these life lessons cards coming at me, and it doesn't mean that they drop, even though they've dropped off, they're not still there with you, okay? Because, they're life lessons. They're not daily lessons. They're not monthly lessons. They're not hourly. They're life lessons, okay? So that's something that, you can continue to draw on, draw on the power, draw on what Spirit has to say to you. Now, the wheel just dropped off, which was that destiny, right? That fated destiny. And in that card is the Three of Herons, okay? And the heron is the king of cups, and they've got a lot of psychic energy. But today's card, the Three of Vessels, Joy, is just reminding you that even though you're committed on this new path and you're moving forward, right? And you found that balance. The challenge that is there for you, okay, is to keep the momentum going, right? Whether it be financial, spiritual, physical, however you want to look at it, emotional, right? In that relationship, in the work environment, whatever it is. And the King of Arrows is asking you what most you're focused on clearly. And I get the impression that what you've been focusing on in maintaining this high level of universal energy is that, you need to cut some things out. You need to stay positive. You can't hang back with the negative people anymore, all right? Because that's just bringing you down. You realize that, okay? And as you realize that, you've asked that question, okay, who can I talk to get this good advice, right? And then the King of Bows shows up, that adder. And he's letting you know, okay, we've got a lot of action. You need to put this plan into action that you've been talking about, that you've been thinking about in your head. And, both of us kings, the Kingfisher and the adder, we're here to help, right? We're here to help you move forward on your spiritual journey and give you the guidance and the mentorship, that's required, that you're asking for. So as you're sitting back, I shouldn't say sitting back, you're walking on the path, your spiritual path, and both these kings are sitting there. The ancestor is sitting here, and she's come back, within the last week. And you're asking yourself, okay, I focus clearly. The King of Bows is asking me, where do I need to take charge? All right, I need to put this plan into action. And now you've got the parameters on how to keep those naysayers out of your life. How to get back to who you are and who you want to be. Not doing things for others. Not being somebody that you don't want to be. All right? But doing the things that you like to do. Doing the things that you want to do. Right? And as you've thought about that joy has come up. And you're like, wow, I've been through so much. If I look back where was I in the last month? I'm better off than I am today. I'm better off than I was last month, right? Where are you at in that relationship? You know what? That was all negative. I don't want to have nothing to do with that anymore. I'm better off. There's a little bit of a joy in there, right? There's a little bit of happiness in that. Because the universe is bringing you back to your higher self. And you recognize that. And when you recognize that, you're like, I like this feeling. I can continue doing this. And I'm going to connect with what universe gives me, this gift of healing, this empowering energy. And that energy just radiates into other aspects, forgiveness, gratitude, embracing more love, being fulfilled. And as soon as you're opening up yourself to that universal flow, it just opens up a well for you, right? You can fill every cup up, but there's so much water there, right? All three of these cups are filled. The herons are enjoying themselves. And whether it's a big thing to enjoy, right? Or if it's this little thing to enjoy. And I give you an analogy on that, right? Just give yourself the permission to experience what joy brings. So here's that analogy. I haven't ran in about a year, probably been over a year. And I went and signed up for a 5K race, ran that race, okay, and didn't really want to because it was cold outside. It was like 25 degrees and there was some light snow. But I ran that race and I told myself, I said, you know what? Just go out there, just do it. And when I get back, when you're done, you're done. It's going to take you an hour of your time to exercise. And I had goals in mind on what I wanted to do based on previous years' experience. And this is something I've done for the last 20 years. I've always ran this race. And when I finished that race, I was exhausted. And as I was picking up my banana and the waters and, some snacks and walking back to the car, I thought about this card. And it brought, that race brought me joy because it told me that, you can do this. And as I think about that, how the day has unfolded, I've been very joyful in that opportunity to work on myself spiritually while I was running, to work on myself physically while I was running, but also to know that I'm getting back to who I'm supposed to be, right? And that's just that's just an analogy on how it can work in your life. It was a small thing going for that 5K run. But I can tell you right now, it's brought a smile to my face because it's something that I enjoyed doing. And I need to do more of that. That just told me, you know what? You need to get back into the rhythm of doing this. Making time to get into exercise. Making time for yourself. Not making time for Uncle Sam. Not making time, to, always be out there hustling. Take time for yourself. Even though it was dreary, the wind was out of the north, it was cold, I enjoyed it. I succeeded in that. So that's my story for today. And, maybe you can relate to that. Take joy in the small things that's going on because the happiness is there. When you can make yourself happy, you can make others happy. So, give yourself permission to experience what that joy brings and see that as a blessing in life's trials and tribulations. So that's today's card of the day, the Three of Vessels. Enjoy. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up and share it with others. And this is D for Spirit's Path. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, God bless, and stay safe.